So this week we have the Green Bay Packers facing off against the Minnesota Vikings for this Week 8 matchup. And of course, this isn't the first time that Aaron Rodgers and Kirk Cousins have met this season. So if we go back to Week 1, coming up the first game of the season, Packers versus Vikings, I think there were lots of people who sort of thought the Vikings would be the team sort of competing with the Packers for the top of the NFC North, but we all know how that's gone so far. So when we take a look at what happened in that first game, the Packers pulled off the victory 43-34. Aaron Rodgers put up some monster numbers that day, 32 for 44, 364 yards, and 4 touchdowns. And Davante Adams tied the Green Bay Packers record for receptions in a game with 14 receptions for 156 yards and 2 touchdowns. So obviously right off the bat, the Packers start off 1-0, the Vikings start off 0-1. So now looking at how things were in Week 1, lots of things have changed for this Vikings team. Of course, the Packers are at the top of the division at 5-1 of the NFC North, and the Vikings are sitting at the bottom at 1-5. Honestly, the Bears sitting at 5-2 didn't see that coming, and it seems like the Lions are heating up after pulling off a victory against the I can't hold a lead Atlanta Falcons. Plus, the Minnesota Vikings have just traded away Yannick Ngakoue to the Ravens, who they actually traded for before the season. They just traded him away for a 2021 third-round pick and a 2022 fifth-round pick. So it seems to me like the Minnesota Vikings have started to give up on this season considering they traded away Yannick Ngakoue. And, considering they're 1-5, the chances of them really coming and having a chance at the playoffs are not very high, so it makes sense that they're trying to maybe get some draft picks right now. But now we take a look at this Vikings offense. We have Kirk Cousins, of course, leading the pack. So far this season, he has 1,475 yards, 11 touchdowns, and a league-leading 10 interceptions. You never want to see your quarterback leading the league in interceptions. Maybe touchdowns, definitely. Yards, definitely, but not interceptions. So now looking at their receiving core, of course their rookie Justin Jefferson has been heating up in the past few weeks. After only catching 2 passes in Week 1 versus the Packers, in his past 4 games, he has caught 23 passes for 467 yards and 3 touchdowns. And then of course they still have Adam Thielen, who is a great wide receiver. He's tied for the league with 7 touchdowns. He also has 415 yards on a team-high 32 receptions. But the only problem for those Vikings receivers is that one of them or both of them at times are going to be facing off against shutdown corner Jair Alexander, who has been playing out of his mind recently. So last week playing against Will Fuller, he was on him for 28 of Will Fuller's 41 snaps, and he allowed 0 catches on only 1 target. And this has been a theme for Alexander, considering he held Mike Evans and Calvin Ridley to 0 catches. But even though they maybe haven't been great this year, I don't think you can take them lightly, considering they still have lots of talent on the offensive side of the ball. So now let's take a look at this Packers offense. Of course, we have Aaron Rodgers, who right now is second best in passer rating with a 113.4 rating, even though he had a pretty bad game against the Buccaneers. Besides that game, he has been lights out. So far, he has 1,657 yards, 17 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. And of course, Davante Adams has been playing out of his mind last week, putting up 196 yards and 2 touchdowns. And considering this Vikings defense is 30th in allowing points per game with 32 points per game allowed, and considering this passing defense is 29th, allowing 286.7 yards per game, you would have to assume that Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams are going to light up this Vikings defense. But one important thing to take into consideration is the weather. Of course, the Packers will be playing in Green Bay in Lambeau Field. And this week, it looks like it's going to be a cold one, a windy one, so that could definitely play a factor. It's expected to be 37 degrees with winds from 20 to 30 miles per hour and the occasional gust of over 40 miles per hour. So even if you're Aaron Rodgers, you can't be excited to throw the ball when the wind gusts are coming at 40 miles an hour. I don't see how you could do that. Aaron Rodgers can probably make it happen, but still, I think it could be tough to throw the ball on Sunday if this weather forecast ends up playing out how it looks so far. So that sort of brings us to the running game, because if, the winds are coming like crazy, they can't pass the ball, they're definitely going to turn to the run. Of course, the Vikings have Dalvin Cook, who's definitely, top 5, top 10 running back in the NFL, but he has had some injury problems in the past few weeks, hasn't been able to play. So let's take a look at this fantasy injury article from sportingnews.com. It says, before Week 6, NFL Network's Tom Pelissero reported that there was a 99.999% chance that Cook would return to the field against the Packers. It's worth wondering if anything has changed over the bye week, but if Cook is able to go a practice for the Vikings, he should be able to suit up. Owners will want to see his Wednesday practice status, but if he's full or even limited in that session, that should be a good sign for his availability this week. So it seems that Cook will likely play. It's not 100% yet, but it seems like that will definitely happen. So now taking a look at this Packers defense, I know this has been an area, that we've struggled with in the past, But if we take a look at this tweet from Peter Bukowski on Twitter, you can see here, excluding garbage time, the Packers' run defense is 13th in EPA per play and 14th in run stop win rate, ahead of so-called physical teams like the 49ers, Bears, Ravens, and Bills. Not only has Green Bay's run defense not been bad, it's been above average. So that's definitely some good news for this Packers run defense coming into Sunday. And now taking a look at the Packers side of the ball, of course, we have Aaron Jones, who has been crazy, lights out this season. But of course, last week, getting that injury in practice, that little calf injury Aaron Jones had, being sat out for the last game. Who knows if he will play this Sunday? You would sort of think he would, because it sort of seemed like that injury last week was sort of minor and the Packers were just being cautious. But considering Jamal Williams played so good last week with Aaron Jones down, who knows, maybe the Packers will be cautious again and hold Aaron Jones out, let him heal up a little bit more. I honestly have no clue so far. The injury report should be coming up sometime soon this week. But taking a look at the Vikings defense, their run defense, they've actually been better versus the run than the pass. They are 10th, averaging 4.1 yards per carry allowed. So my prediction for this game is going to be Packers 31, Vikings 13. I think the Packers will pull this one off, be 6-1, sitting at the top of the division. So that is going to be it for this video, but I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who's subscribed in the past day or so. I've gained about 300 subscribers on this channel, and I just wanted to say I'm grateful for all you guys who are tuning in, who are liking the video, who are commenting. It really means a lot. Really appreciate all you guys' support. So if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you like it down below and subscribe if you want to see some more Packers content coming up in the future. But that's going to be all for today, and I'll see you guys on the next one.